Jonathan and I met at the Space Needle. I came in for an interview and he actually assisted me in finding the manager, and I didn't remember that until I started working. And he reminded me that later. But as soon as we met, basically from the beginning, I was interested in him, and I was unfortunately his supervisor at the time, so I kept trying to talk myself out of being interested. But we started hanging out, and you know, I just knew from the beginning that he was going to be somebody very special in my life.
Heidi and I met at the Space Needle. I was working there already for 3 years, and she came in for an interview, and actually it was the first face she saw before she was hired. Because I'd been there for a while, I pretty much tried to show her the ropes. She was actually a supervisor above me, but I had been there a long time, so I kind of, you know, helped her out where I could, made things as smooth as possible, and pretty much right away found out that we have a shared interest in photography and film and hiking. And so we started hanging out, and pretty quickly became really good friends.
Wasn't really sure how it would play out because we became best friends, and you know, a lot of times that doesn't eventually end in the happy ending.
Come down now.
Flash forward about a year, we started dating, and initially just kind of took it slow, continued having fun, but you know, ramped up the romance a little bit. Really, the way that our relationship came together is that we started as friends. We were pretty much best friends right away. I knew that I loved her. I started loving her kind of as a sisterly role, but it gradually became more romantic.
We started dating and actually broke up a little later, and got back together. The first place that Jonathan and I ever went to for like a photo excursion was Gasworks Park, which was 3 years ago, I think yesterday actually. And so we, you know, spent the day taking photos, and that evening, of course, like I said, we worked together and I was a supervisor. He friended me on Facebook. I was like, what is he doing? Like, I mean, you can't be friends with him on Facebook. Like, it's just not professional.
I always thought she was really beautiful, and we just clicked really well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good
Morning.
If you get tired of smiling, say ha ha ha.
You're good to go. They're gone.
Everybody's
It's just
gone.
us.
Hi. You can't kiss me though.
Okay.
Jonathan and I, of course, are best friends, and we were getting to a point where I continued, my feelings just over the years kept getting stronger and stronger. And I turned 40 this year, and I wanted to have a family or be, you know, committed to one person. I really wanted that to be Jonathan, but we were just friends. For my 40th birthday, originally my mom was going to throw a big party for me, and that didn't happen. And instead, you know, he asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I just want the two of us to go to Vancouver. And so we went to Vancouver and stayed with his family, and the whole trip felt like we were dating.
That trip was just amazing time together, hiking and exploring Vancouver. and I really felt like this was somebody that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, someone I wanted to continue having adventures with. I couldn't imagine not being with her and sharing my life with her. On our way back, we had a difficult conversation in the car because we hadn't rekindled our relationship yet.
When we got home, he of course knew that something was going on, and we talked, and he told me that for several weeks he had been writing a letter to me to tell me that his feelings had changed and that he wanted to, be with me. And so that was kind of the beginning of us getting back together. About a week later, he gave me the letter, and we got back together.
Fragile but free, we remain tender together, not so in love.
For our engagement, he decided to work with some friends to plan a picnic.
So I rearranged one of our best friends to invite us to a picnic at Gasworks Park and tried to, swing the suspicion away from me a tiny bit.
As soon as my friend suggested that we do the picnic, I was like, yeah, that's the first place we ever hung out, and that's probably what's gonna happen.
I don't think it was successful, but...
He made several photo albums for me. The first one was of our friendship, photos of our friendship, and the second was photos of our relationship.
So we went and had a picnic and hung out, and then we took a little stroll ourselves, and I presented the album.
The very last photo was the ring box for my ring, and so then he proposed. Of course, I moved through the photos very quickly so we could get to the end. It was very special because it was, what our relationship has been about, friendship and photography, the two of us.
Jonathan, it was my pleasure to tell you to kiss your bride. It is my privilege to introduce you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan.
And now I
opposite. He is really kind of a balancer for me. He's my other half, and he calms me down. I can be a bit anxious, and so he's just the one.